Good afternoon. Come and have some lunch with me. This is another exciting episode of AUMcuisine, and we're going to be making a recovery salad with chickpeas. So chickpeas, otherwise called garbanzo beans or Egyptian peas, are filled with protein. About 64% of the world's chickpeas are made from India. So here we go. I'm just going to be adding in some garbanzo beans. These have been previously boiled and steamed, and just with a teeny weeny bit of salt. To this, I'm going to be adding in some cabbage. So some green cabbage, which is a fabulous cruciferous vegetable. It's very good for your lung health. It's good for a cancer prevention. And some purple cabbage. I love the color. So your salad has to be enticing, it has to be exciting. And more than anything else, every ingredient needs to make sense. So that's where we go with that. And then to that, I'm going to be adding in some cucumbers. I love cucumbers, but this time of the year, I don't put too much of cucumbers in my cooking because it is cooling to the body. And then I'm going to be putting in some pink radish. Beautiful. So if you've noticed so far, I haven't really tossed it, I haven't added anything else, just got that stuff good. So to this now, I'm going to be adding in the juice of 2 lemons and some Baker and Olive mushroom and sage extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to be throwing in a drizzle of that. And then with a pair of tongs, I'm just going to mix all of this goodness up. It already looks fabulous, but I would like to add more dimension, more flavor, and definitely more color. And to this right now, I'm going to be adding in a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and I'm going to be adding in some purple potatoes. These purple potatoes have been lightly tossed in a little bit of the same olive oil, and it has some chili flakes, turmeric, and salt, and that's all it has. So I'm going to be adding that in there. Quite rustic. And then I'm going to be adding in some cilantro. The order of ingredients is extremely important when you are making anything which is AUMcuisine, because I don't want things to get soggy. I want the freshness to remain, and more than anything else, I want the flavor integrity of the food to be present from the first bite to the last bite. So then to this, I'm going to be adding in some little cherry tomatoes. They have been, kind of little blistered in a saucepan, and I soaked them in the same olive oil. So you don't want to use raw tomatoes at all because they are too acidic to the body. So when you warm it up a little bit like that, it releases the lycopene, which is good for your heart health. So I'm going to put that through and just look at how that looks. Now once the tomatoes have gone in, a little bit more of black pepper, and I'm going to add in some pomegranate. It's like little rubies falling. And it matches my sari, so I do like that color going in. And again, a gentle toss with your tongs. We are ready to plate up and do a taste test. So since we've added so many of the vegetables and the fruits together, it's important to do a last bit of salting. And I do like a little bit extra of the black pepper, but you can omit it if you don't really like the taste that much. My mom always told me if you use black pepper after the 3rd of November, you will never be sick over the winter. I don't know how she came up with the 3rd of November, but I've been doing it and I don't get sick during any of the holidays. So I'm going to teach you some beautiful, interesting, clean plating, just so everything looks so put together and it's super delicious with the flavor and everything looks lovely. So the number one thing is when you choose your plate, think of something with a plain color. I like white for colorful things like this. I like showcasing most of my ingredients so it creates a kind of a visual curiosity. So a little bit of the tomato there, that'll be perfect. Then on this, I'm just going to very lightly place a little bit of crunch in the form of carrots. But these are like dehydrated carrots, the carrot chips. I'll just show you the name of the brand in a minute, and we'll also link it to the bottom of this video. There you have it. It's beautiful. And then some pomegranate seeds like so, and it's beautiful. So for the last bit, a drizzle of black truffle oil. Love it. To create a little bit of interest, you can also put in some in the kind of the lapel of the plate. So there you go. So these carrot chips are from this brand. It's called Bear, Bake It Crunchy. They're like sea salt carrot chips, but they're lovely for a little crunch in the absence of nuts in a salad. So let's do our taste test. I'm going to do a taste test from here because we can Insta that for you later. So much going on. Beautiful flavor explosion. I love the different textures and bites and things coming together. I can taste the chili flakes from those potatoes. They did a good job, those taters. And the salt and black pepper is magnificent. The truffle oil, of course, putting everything together, and sensational. Good for the palate, good for you, and a great gourmet experience right in your kitchen. Until we meet again in another episode of AUMcuisine, this is Vaidyaji Priyanka.